They're meant to find keys, wallets, remote controls, and other items we commonly use and lose. But as with most tools meant to help us navigate daily life, the Apple AirTag can be dangerous if it falls in the wrong hands. Ellie Tyndall in Tennessee got a strange notification on her phone and believes someone put an AirTag in her car, tracking her every move.
When I went outside to go look for the tag, there was two men in hoodies standing by my car waiting. And the second they saw me open the door with three men, they turned around and sprinted down the street.
She's not alone. Reported cases in New York, Toronto, and Florida, just to name a few.
The cops were saying how they will put it on your car so they'll follow you home. And then it's connected to your car, so when you leave your house, they'll also bring your home.
In Louisiana, Jennifer Perkins also got the notification on her phone when she got home from working the night shift and realized she too was being tracked.
It says your current location can be seen by the owner of this item, and it showed everywhere I went that night, and it has like a red dot of like where they check your location.
Nothing surprises me anymore with technology.
Criminologist Alex Picaro says where there are technological advances, there are opportunists looking to pounce.
Technology is great. You know, we all love these things, and the world is in our hands, but it always comes at a price, you know, and we have to realize that the privacy that we anticipate and expect isn't always going to be there.
Apple has addressed the issue, saying, quote, AirTag is designed to discourage unwanted tracking. If someone else's AirTag finds its way into your stuff, your iPhone will notice it's traveling with you and send you an alert. After a while, if you still haven't found it, the AirTag will start playing a sound to let you know it's there. So what can you do to protect yourself?
The bottom line is what it was last week and last year. Pay cognizant attention to your surroundings, around your car, who's around, take a look at your Wi-Fi, start changing your passwords.
A warning Jennifer Perkins wants to help spread.
A lot of people have also texted me and said the same things happened to them, so I didn't want it to happen to other people.
So why would they put something like this on your car? In some cases, it's so they know where you live. In other cases, it's so they know when your car is vulnerable or when you're vulnerable and they can break into the car or attack you. There have been stalkers, robbers, pretty much anything you can think of. Now, it is important to note that this applies to Apple devices. These are not used or compatible with Androids. However, you can get an app to notify you if you are being tracked if you have an Android device instead of an Apple device. Marnie?
A lot of good information, eye-opening. Rudabeh, thank you. Michael McCartney is the National Director of Cybersecurity for Avalon Cyber. He's also spent more than 20 years in law enforcement, and he has worked on some of the nation's largest cybercrime investigations. He is joining us live tonight. Welcome to you, Michael. Thank you. So how often is this happening, people using these devices for the wrong reasons?
Well, we're starting to see more and more reports of it. Here in New York, we had a couple of reports by some of the local police departments around Buffalo, New York. And nationally, I think your piece leading into this started to see more and more of it. But, you know, like the reporter talked about, you know, most of the time, this is sort of Apple's answer to the Tile, you know, a device that's used very legitimately to track your keys, your wallet, your purse, you know, those types of things. But, you know, you could easily hide something about the size of a quarter very easily in a vehicle.
Right.
And you'll pretty much undetected.
Doesn't it have to be registered, though? So shouldn't it be easy to track and find the people who are using it?
Well, easy to some extent, yeah. I mean, if you get an alert or an alarm saying that you know there's a device moving with you or it located a device close to you, you could press a couple of buttons on your phone. On that alert, it should pull up a serial number. In some instances, the person who actually registered the device, there might be a phone number associated with it. But if not, ultimately, you're going to have to go back to Apple and request the records of who actually bought it, who registered it, because ideally, right, you're going to have an Apple ID or some sort of an email account associated with the device in order to get that tracking information back to the bad guy, right? I mean, that's the whole point of it, is so that they can track, you know, your GPS location and your movements. So it has to go back to somewhere. But you may need, you know, law enforcement involved to issue actual grand jury subpoenas or civil subpoenas in order to get that information.
Right. And thinking like a criminal here for a second, I mean, if it won't work if it's not registered, are there ways that they're getting around that and not registering it in their names, making it harder to find them?
Sure. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean, you know, most of the criminal element today uses proxy servers, uses anonymity on the internet, uses fake or phony, email accounts that aren't really tracked to any, individual. So yeah, that is all in play. And if somebody's really trying to be nefarious about this, there are ways to get this thing registered and have you some layer of anonymity between the actual person and the device. But, at some point, it's got to come back to somebody.
Right.
So, an Apple ID or an email address or something that can be ultimately traced.
Right. So if you've got an Apple phone, great, or an iPad or whatever it is, that works. What if you've got one of the other devices? You don't get the same type of alert. What steps can you take to make sure that you're protected?
Yeah, there's some apps out for Androids that you can download and install. I mean, essentially think of it as like a Bluetooth scanner, kind of like when you first fire up your phone and you turn on your Wi-Fi, it goes out and tells you all the available Wi-Fi access points in the area that you can connect to. Same kind of a technology with a Bluetooth scanner where you can actually plug something into your phone and look for these Bluetooth devices that might be in your proximity.
I like that, using technology to fight some bad technology. It beats walking around your car every time you get inside, looking in the gas tank for these tiny little devices. Hey, Michael, thank you very much. We appreciate you coming on tonight.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
Thanks for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.